to avoid any. But if you have any questions, you can speak out. Hope I am audible for everyone. Please check your network connectivity, your audio and visual parts if you have any issues. Right? And any questions you have, you can unmute and speak out, or else you can use the chat window, use the thumbs up icons for confirmations. I want the sessions to be interactive. So this today we'll be having this demo class for the batch which is starting from 23rd November, right? Today is the first demo and we'll have another demo on the next Sunday. Like we have scheduled multiple demos, like today is a one demo and the next demo on Sunday, and the actual class begins from the Monday, like 24th November. Right? That's the first thing you have to make a note of. And for the people who join today, there is some special discount which I'll enclose, which I'll disclose towards the end of the class. Right? Before we get into the topic, I would like to make sure few things here. The duration of the course, the first basics which everyone should know. The duration is for 2 months, and within this 2 months the course content we cover is also available in the website under syllabus, right? And once you enroll to this program for 2 months, you will be having access to the class recordings, which is a lifetime access. You will have lab to the LMS, lab to the access to the lab notes, lab support on WhatsApp, a private WhatsApp support, and access to all the interview questions, help in the resumable, access to the quiz portal. These are all the features everyone would avail once you register. Right, before even I dive into the topic today, like as it is a demo, it's a high level an overview of what is a course all about, how compatible my teaching is with you, like whether you can follow it or not. Yeah, you can check all these things today. So along with the course, the main strength of this course is the LMS, the learning management system, which we provide, which is a great benefit for you, because like you already know, there were a lot of information over the internet, many people offering the trainings, but how well the structured training you are placed into makes a difference, right? You should fall into a structural training and into the experience hands to avail the maximum benefits of the course. So it's not just about teaching how organized, how structural our way we are going, right? Like what are the topics we are dealing with, what are the hands-on labs we are providing. All these makes the difference, right? So firstly, first thing first, like go to our website preetidevops.com and get into the LMS. Means create a free login to the LMS. Like how you can do that, when you go to this, you will see a student LMS. Just sign up with your Google or Facebook or any email ID, preferably Google. And once you sign up, you can log in, right? Log in with your Gmail account, which is pretty simple. Once you log in, every one of you can get this free trial access for the learning management system, so that you can experience the content we are providing, right? So just now, as you have logged in here, you can go for my learnings. And here you will see the program which we are starting like November 24th. You should be seeing it. Go and view the program. This is your LMS. Like every day, class recording will be provided here. Every day after the class, we'll provide the class recording here. This is beneficial for everyone, even who attend the class, for them to reuse, re-listen. For people who are joining from different time zones, we have passive learners. So for them, this is again helpful, right? Every day class recording will be uploaded here. And not only just the recording, along with this, that particular day's quiz, that quiz relevant to the particular day, interview questions relevant to the particular day. So you can imagine every day we are going through the class, we are doing hands-on, we are going through the quiz to evaluate ourselves, to validate our learnings. We are going through interview questions. Means by the end of the course, everyone will be job ready. That is the main agenda of the course. The main agenda of the course is it will help you clear your interviews. It will help you work in the projects confidently. It will help you switch your careers. Right? So, who should learn this DevOps? Who are all eligible? We'll deep dive into those things. You'll get clarity on all those questions today. But yeah, this is your LMS. right? So you get everything here where you can watch the recording and go through it. So similarly, it will be there for every day. The same continues for every day, right? DevOps is all about hands-on. We'll have 99% hands-on in this particular course with all the practical real scenarios so that tomorrow you could relate to the scenarios you see in your projects and answer any questions in the interviews confidently. Like we day by day we are practicing the interviews. We are having the separate interview questions portal where you can see different levels of questions, beginner, intermediate, advanced, scenario based, day wise also you have, right? If you go again to the home page, let's suppose you have an interview scheduled within the 2 days, right? You can also use this interview guide, right, where you can see all the questions tool wise depending on the requirement you can go through. Let's say you want to go through ma'am and interview questions, right? Again, depending on the levels you can go through and master yourself. Particularly this interview questions have got a very good feedback, like many people have cleared the interviews just with this questionnaire because it's not just dumped from an just not a dump from the internet. It's all from my personal experience and from the people who attended the interviews. So these are the main strengths or the pillars of this course, the learning management system. You can get the free trial access for the demo sessions so that you would experience and explore this one. So, right, you have all the links, even the quick links available here. And when you are doing the hands-on, we'll help you with the lab setup. We'll help you with a separate WhatsApp group will be created with all the registered candidates so that we can help you with it. There is a separate lab in charges who will help you with all your hands-on queries, right? You can ask any question and resolve your question on the day itself, right? On the same day, you can get it resolved. Right. So that is about the website and LMS. You have the syllabus here. If you want to see my profile, you have all the details, student reviews, everything here. Right. So that is the major part of the course. I have given a high level view of it. Now we'll get into the topic. Before going in there, any questions from anyone regarding the LMS access or anything? And by the way, for people who ever registered today, there's a special coupon code, like a special offer for them, which wouldn't be available from tomorrow. It's only for today for the people who join this webinar. Okay, I'll disclose the coupon code towards the end. And another benefit is for the people who ever enroll now, you will also get the previous class recordings as well, previous batch recordings so that you can watch them before the actual batch starts from November 24th. Right? Any questions from anyone or anything you want to get clarified at the moment? If no questions, let me know if it is all clear with a thumbs up, or you can use chat window, or you can unmute and speak out. All right, taking silence as no questions. Let me go through the topic today. Today we'll be discussing the high level picture of what is DevOps, right? And this is the agenda for today, like big picture of DevOps. What are the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer? DevOps delivery pipeline. What is that? CI/CD pipeline. What are the different tools and skills, right? Let's talk about these things on a high level basis, which answers most frequently asked questions, right? So yeah, let's talk about DevOps. Some of you might be aware of it, some of you might be working into it, but let's go from the basics. And at this point, I would like to clarify you one thing. Here we are having a batch of heterogeneous team, like people coming from different backgrounds, different experience levels. We have freshers, we have mid experienced people, we have senior most experienced people like project managers also. Also similarly, we have people from IT, we have people from non-IT background, from science as well. So when I'm dealing with any topic, we'll go from the very basics till the advanced concepts, right? So that it would be a refresher for the people who already know the topic, and it would be helpful for everyone who are new, right? From basics, I'll cover till advanced concepts so that everyone can be clear of the concept thoroughly. All right, so let's get started. Any questions relevant to the topic or like which are to be addressed immediately, I'm taking up. Otherwise, let's move on. Understanding what is DevOps. See, when we are learning something, it could be DevOps or whatever it is, it's very important to understand what is it actually, why we should learn it, who should learn it, when to apply it, where to apply it. Correct? So we will be trying to answer all of them. First, let's go with what is DevOps, and also why DevOps is important. So let me take up a simple scenario to help you clarify these questions. So DevOps, as the name says, it's a combination of two teams, development team and operations team. Again, like if you're wondering about what is a development team and operations team, development team is nothing but who write the code. Okay, let me begin. Let me take a step back. When you're talking about any application development, right? Like in application again is anything which you are using in your real life, like Amazon.com or else Facebook or else Instagram or any banking application, any application we are using, it means it has gone through lot many phases or stages, and it has gone through, I mean, multiple teams work for it, right? There are many teams who work for the application. You are using some application, means before the application reaches end users, there are multiple teams who work for it, right? So the major teams are development team, testing team, which I'm calling them as QA, and ops teams, operations team. These are the some of the major or very important teams for the development on application, or else for the application to reach the end user. There are many people, many teams work at the back end. Here we are focusing on few important teams like development team, QA team, operations. Development team is nothing but who write the code. You may call them as programmers, right? Or developers who write the code, who design the application. QA people is nothing but who test the application. Even I am covering this in a layman term so that everyone can understand it up better. So testing means they'll test the application whether it is reaching the expectations or not, right? Operations team is nothing but who look after the infrastructure, like whether the servers are working fine or not. They'll take care of the servers, services running on those servers, networks, logins, access. All of this will be taken care by ops team, or else in short we can call them as infra management team, right? Infra management team. And dev team and QA team are like we already discussed, right? So let's say now developers and testers, suppose they need some new server, or else they need some new service, or else some configuration changes. If they need any changes as such, they would request the ops teams, and ops teams should serve their requests. Before ops team serve the request, they should do lot many checks. If they start this new service, is anything going to be broken, or else any server going to be crashed, or any networks going to be disconnected? They should do lot many checks before they serve the request of dev team or QA team, right? Which will take a lot of time, definitely. Meanwhile, these teams are waiting for the changes they need. Ops teams is taking so much time, right? There arises some gap between these teams. Here, when I say development, I'm including QA also, right? I'll call this as one team just for easy communication. Like dev team and QA team are still waiting for the changes. Dev ops team is taking some time to serve them. Dev team and QA team doesn't understand why infra team is taking or ops team is taking so much time to serve their requests. Meanwhile, at the same time, ops team doesn't understand why they would need all these changes, right? There is some gap between these teams. No proper understanding, no proper collaboration between them, right? Why is this gap? Why are they not understanding each other? Their goals are different. Operations team always look for stability in the infrastructure. Development QA team always look for agility in their changes, like agility. They look for agility, or ops teams look for stability. Also, The skill set of this team is different. Their skill set is some coding language or some programming language, right? Or else they'll have database knowledge, they'll have build tools knowledge, right? They design the application, their core competencies, their skill set is different from this team, right? So because their core competencies are different, their goals are different, they are two separate entities and they don't understand each other, and there arises some gap. We should eliminate the gap so that the productivity can be huge and good, right? How to eliminate the gap between the teams? Is there any solution that this gap can be eliminated? How to eliminate the gap between the teams? Is there any solution to eliminate the gap? Anyone, any inputs you want to share?
Um, I think there should be consistency in collaboration.
Consistency in collaboration, right? So how is that achieved? How do we eliminate the gap? So that's one of the reasons why DevOps came in, right? To eliminate the gap between the teams and to bring these teams together, or to bring these teams work with a proper collaboration, right? But then how is it possible? We will learn that. Okay, I'm just explaining why DevOps came in. Yes, to eliminate the gap between the teams. Is that the only reason why DevOps came in, or any other reasons? Of course there are other reasons as well. What are the other reasons? The other reason is, okay, let me just come back here. Okay, development team have written the code. Okay, developers have written the code, develop the code. Then testers, they'll pass on the application to testing team. Okay, let me say, okay, developers are ready with the code. They have shared their application to QA team. They are testing it. They identified some bugs or some issues. So they'll send it back again to developers, right? They'll fix the bugs. This process keep on repeating till the application is defect free or bug free. Correct? I'm talking about, yeah, testing process. There were different levels of testing, different types of testing. You don't have to learn it. Okay, we are not a QA team or development team, just the high level view. So they keep on testing till the application is defect free. Once the application is defect free, they'll hand over to operations. I'm talking about a traditional methodology without DevOps. Okay, it's not about DevOps. I'm explaining in the absence of DevOps, this is what is happening. They'll hand over the application to ops team. Now operations team are responsible to deploy the application and see that end users will use it. Means what is meant by deploying? We will again do complete hands-on on all these things, but again, in layman terms, I'm helping you here. Let's consider deployment means run the application so that end users can use it. Means if you are using some banking application, that you are an end users for it, right? So for end users to use, they have to run the application on different production servers, they have to go through a lot of process. So when they are deploying this application, they should check which version of softwares they should deploy, dependencies. Like say it's a Java application, which versions of Java, or let's say it is on a application, so which versions of Tomcat. Let's suppose they have to install all of these on Linux servers, Windows servers as well. So they have to fix the versions, the compatibilities, and see finally the application is running. But this will take a lot of time, right? Also, this development team, QA team, when they are handing over the application, they may share some instruction document of which versions of software should be installed and all. But the instruction document shared by them may not be properly understood by operations team, or else some of them may be working, but some of them may not be. Again, their skill set is different. So their perspective of understanding the instructions are different. So which is obviously taking a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of time. So let's say if application is handed over in the month of June, it may go for deployment in the month of December. They are taking 6 months. Deployments are slow, delayed because of this core competency difference, because their skill set is different, no proper understanding, right? Along with this, operations should work for high availability of the application. They should see the application is always stable, highly available, right? and end users can access it always. And there are a lot many things that they have to check. If something is broken, they should be able to fix it, right? So which comes under resiliency. They have to check, they have to set the resiliency for the application. If something goes wrong, they should be able to bring it back in no time, or else the application should be still serving the purpose, right? Resiliency, reliability, all of this the users should focus on. I mean, the operations team should focus on, which is taking a lot of time. Right, so application deployment has become slow. Again, how to overcome this? That's where again DevOps came in to speed up this deployment process, to increase the velocity, to accelerate the velocity of deployments. Right, how is this possible? It is possible it is possible by use of the tools, by using automation. Also, the process is changed. Means, yes, by use of the tools, automation tools, which are called DevOps tools, 24/7 automation is possible. So, unlike in the traditional approach, application they ready on June, it would immediately in the next day it would go for deployments. How is it possible? By use of the tools, 24/7 automation is possible. That's what organizations need. Correct? How and all we will see from the next class with the hands-on. Let me tell you here a very simple thing. Now the way they hand over the application changed with the DevOps. They are not sharing just the application and the instruction, rather they were containerizing it and sharing it, containerizing with Docker. That's where one of our DevOps tools, Docker, come into picture. Okay, how and all we'll learn. I'm not getting into any of the Docker or Kubernetes at the moment. I'm just giving you an idea. All right, that's how the way of application handing over change. They'll share in the form of Docker container, so that it eliminates all these challenges of underlying checking the version compatibilities and all, so that the deployments have become faster. So many tools comes into this part like a tool which helps in increasing the velocity of deployments, right? So that's one of the reasons. That's what organizations need. Every company want to release the features to end users very quickly, right? These days business changes rapidly, so companies are looking for applications which can be deployed faster, right? So they are all implementing DevOps nowadays, or even startups are also getting into this DevOps methodology. In the coming future, definitely everyone will step into DevOps. So it's a right time to invest your time, effort, and learn such tools like DevOps. I mean, such a methodology like DevOps. Is that making sense? Am I clear? Any questions, confusions, anything you want to share at the moment? Anyone? Appreciate your quick responses. You can also use thumbs up or unmute and speak out. A quick confirmation will help me. So that I just want to go through the topic so that everyone should be clear with it. Appreciate your quick responses. Whoever responded with thumbs up, thank you all. And expecting response from every one of you. Any questions, confusions, feel free to bring it up. Thank you, Krishna, and thank you everyone for confirming. So that's the second reason. What is the other reason? Yes, the other reason why DevOps came in is to eliminate the challenges posed by traditional methodologies like software development lifecycle, like waterfall and all. What is that again? Like, what are the challenges we have with the waterfall methodology? All those challenges can be eliminated by DevOps. Let me also take a step back to go through what is a SDLC, what is a waterfall, what are the challenges it has overcome. Let me also take a step back and go through those things. Okay. Like SDLC is nothing but software development lifecycle. It's nothing but sequence of activities or phases, different phases involved in development, like requirement gathering, requirement analysis, um, design, coding, testing, delivery, and maintenance. Right? So these are the different phases in developing any application. First, requirements will be gathered from the client. They'll be analyzed, then goes for design, coding, testing, and delivery. It goes in this direction phase by phase, only from top to bottom. Such a methodology is called waterfall methodology, right? And this methodology posed challenges for both dev team and ops team. They face lot many challenges because of this methodology. Though this methodology served the industry for decades. Can you help me with what are the drawbacks developers face with this methodology? Anyone? Any idea?
After development, nothing will be changes. Oh,
Correct. Yep. It's not flexible methodology, right? It's not flexible enough. Means let's suppose developers have started. Suppose developers have started coding, right? Then if client comes with the new requirements or modification, that's not possible. Means going back is not allowed. Going back and analyzing the requirements, gathering, not possible. And hence the name waterfall, right? It's a strict model. Let's suppose you get the requirements in 2025. They'll be freezed. You cannot accept any modifications to the requirements or any new requirements, not possible, right? That's not, it's not flexible. These days almost all the clients comes with the new requirements or modifications, so this is not possible. All right, this model doesn't work in today's market. That's one of them. And what else? Anyone?
Synchronize.
It's a very slow methodology, right? Like let's suppose developers have ready with the code in the month of June. It would go for testing in the month of December or so. It's very slow and time-taking process. Meanwhile, developers will be working on some other new code. Then they should also test the old code. They'll have pressure to work on the new code as well as fix the bugs in the old code. Right? It's a slow process. Developers will have a lot of pressure to work on this. Also, it is slow and testing happening not immediately. It also it becomes very costly, right? Testing should be done immediately so that the project becomes cost effective. So that way it makes a very expensive. Also, it's a very slow process. Also, complete software will be delivered all at once, right? Right, like I told you, 2025 requirements are freeze. They'll deliver it all the application 2027 without accepting any changes, modifications. Client may not need it anymore, right? So these are all the challenges with this waterfall methodology faced by developers. Similarly, there are also challenges faced by ops teams, right? Because it's a slow, even they need to maintain the server uptime for longer duration with such challenge. Maintaining servers up and running, server maintenance becomes challenge because it's all manual. Poor monitoring, there is no monitoring tool. Monitoring the infrastructure manually will be a challenge, right? Also, no proper management means proper poor configuration management. Configuration management is a separate concept. We have tools like Ansible, Puppet, Chef for configuration management, which we learn separately. So just understand, yeah, these are all the challenges waterfall methodology have posed, right? So to overcome this, there came another methodology called Agile. But Agile was successful only till it overcomes this drawbacks. But drawbacks of ops team are still there. Drawbacks of ops team are still there. Understood? So how to eliminate these drawbacks? That's where again DevOps came in, which can overcome challenges posed by both the methodologies. Means developers as well as ops teams can overcome the challenges with the DevOps. Understood? And as we are talking about Agile, let me again take a step back to explain you something here. How it can overcome challenges of DevOps. Because in Agile, there will be releases, frequent releases or weekly releases. Code is always stable and ready, right? Also, features are developed in bits and parts. It's not that complete software will be delivered. There's flexibility to to take up requirement modifications, new requirements possible. So in Agile, it implements continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. What is meant by that? Again, I want to tell you, we will deep dive into that, but let me just give you some idea. Let's say in week 1, there is a chunk of code A which will go for development. Week 2, that chunk of code A will go for testing immediately. It's not like in Agile, it will be tested after 6 months. Immediately it's tested. So it becomes easy to fix the bugs. Also, developers are not sitting idle in week 2. They're developing another chunk of code called B. Again on week 3, another chunk of code will be developed. Also at some week, A and B will be combined and tested. Then only it's a complete product, right? So this is what is called, if you see any particular week, both development and testing happening, that is what is called continuous development, continuous testing. Every week, development testing are happening parallelly, iteratively. Unlike waterfall, it's not after coding your testing begins, right? It's happening parallelly. So this is what is Agile methodology, continuous development, continuous testing, and the changes are merged into the system, which is called continuous development. Sorry, continuous integration. Any changes will be merged and tested, right? So that's how Agile can overcome the problems faced by development team, but problems faced by ops team are still there. Right? That's where DevOps came in. Am I clear? Is this much clear for everyone? So that's why DevOps came in to eliminate the gap between the teams, to make the deployments faster, to eliminate the challenges posed by traditional methodologies. So what is DevOps then? DevOps is nothing but continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, along with the continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. The term continuous is important because these things happen parallelly, iteratively every week. Means whenever developer is ready with the code. Okay, there is still development team. There are confusions for people. Would DevOps team write the code? No, there is still development team. Development team will write the code. Developers will write the code. Once the code is ready, till it reaches the production table, right? Till it reaches the end users, the entire process can be automated, right? This process of automation is called DevOps or CI/CD. This is called CI/CD pipeline, and this process called DevOps. Whoever interested in this process of automation can become a DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer will not write the code, remember. He will work in the process where he need to take the code to production servers automatically. Clear, everyone? Understood? So this process of automation, who are eligible? Anyone can be eligible. Let's suppose you are a developer who worked for 15 years as a developer. Now you want to switch the process. Yes, you are eligible. When you switch to this process and become a DevOps engineer, you will not write the code anymore, right? Similarly, any freshers, any new people, anyone from any non-IT background also, if you master this part, can become a DevOps engineer. For this, you don't have to write the code. Testing team is still there. Development team is there. Testing team is still there. Earlier, it was an ops team where they would hand over the application and ops team would traditionally deploy the application. But now the entire process will be automated, which is nothing but DevOps, and where DevOps engineers are engaged. Clear, everyone, with this? Is this much understood? So who can become a DevOps engineer? Anyone. You might be having so many questions. I'm a DB admin. Can I become a DevOps? Of course, whoever can automate this process of taking the code automatically to production servers by use of the tools is nothing but DevOps. DevOps is a methodology. It's not a tool, or it's not a scripting language, or it's not something development. It's a methodology. It's a process. It's a mindset of people. And we hear people saying that, okay, we started DevOps, from tomorrow it's DevOps. Okay, DevOps is completed. DevOps project is completed. No. DevOps is a it's like a continuous process of implementation and improvement, right? It's not DevOps is completed. Always there is scope of improvement. CI/CD pipelines are created means it's not that it's completed. It's a continuous process of improvement and implementation. Mindset of people should change, right? Developers earlier, they are working, they are writing the code, later on testing begins, but here development testing going on parallelly, deployment also going on parallelly. Of course, first they'll deploy to lower environments, then to the higher environments, right? So it's a methodology. Mindset of people should change. They should work in collaboration. DevOps will be continuously communicating with the developers and testers. It doesn't mean they should learn programming languages and they should write the code. They continuously communicate because they are working in the same process of taking the code to production servers automatically, right? And initially, to create this CI/CD pipeline, for example, I'm giving a number. Number is not a fixed, it depends on the project, the organization. So let's suppose 6 people are working on the CI/CD. Later on, you just need 2 or 3 people to manage the pipeline. Means people with the automation skills, people who are expertise using these tools can become a DevOps engineer and survive in the market. What happens to other 4? It's not about job loss, right? 6 people are initially needed. Later on, just 2 people are needed to monitor it because everything is automated. Then what happens to other people? There are also other aspects of DevOps, like those 4 people will be moved to infra provisioning, right? Managing high availability of the servers, managing resiliency of the infrastructure, all of them would be taken care by, right? Configuration management of the servers. There are lot many aspects of it, right? So DevOps engineers are the highly paid ones in the market right now in India and abroad also. And it's a right time to put your effort and learn such tools which can rule the market for further next 10 years also, or more as well. Hope I made these things clear, right? Anyone can learn DevOps. You don't have to go have some prerequisites or some previous background. No, because I teach everything from basics. You all, whoever interested, can become a DevOps engineer. Sisir has a question regarding DevOps, SRE, DevSecOps. Sisir, I'll take up this question in some time. Okay, I'm parking this question, which I'll cover in some time. Hope everyone is clear with what is DevOps. If you want me to differentiate this methodology with the different methodologies like waterfall, agile, and DevOps, let me compare them. In waterfall, you have development. After development, you have testing. Then you have deployment and monitoring, right? So this is how you have it. Then in Agile, you have continuous development. Every week development testing happens. Integration also happens. But then deployment is manual. Deployment and then monitoring. Right? Sorry. Right? And then in DevOps, you have continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, continuous deployment, and then continuous monitoring. How is this possible? Yes, every change developers make will hit the production servers automatically. There are many applications, gigantic companies using it. Facebook is the best example which implements it. Have you ever wondered how come new features land up in your application the next day, the next moment, right? Because of this DevOps implementation. Also, if you want me to compare with respect to teams, there were 3 different teams: dev team, QA team, ops team. Each team working in silos, in separation. They don't understand each other. They don't have proper collaboration, proper understanding. They just work in silos, right? Then in Agile, Development team, QA team are working together. Working together in the sense every week development testing happens. They communicate, they understand each other, they were brought together. Right? That's why I'm calling this as dev team. They was just single team, right? Like dev, when I mean dev, both dev and QA. But ops team is still left in isolation in Agile. Then came DevOps, even brought these two teams together because of the continuous approach, iterative approach, which is called DevOps team. It doesn't mean DevOps team means both developers and ops team will be there. Still, you have separate development team, but what it means is that they are working with a proper collaboration, proper understanding. Another important point I want to make everyone to note. Let's suppose you are a developer. You still want to continue as a developer only. Let's suppose you have passion for development, you still want to continue as developer. So do you still want to learn DevOps? Of course you have to, because this pipeline, your code is going through this pipeline, right? If any blocker is there with respect to development, you should be engaged. You are engaged here, you should learn it. Also, earlier I told you another example. Dev team will hand over the application to testing team, right? So dev team will not hand over the application as is. They should containerize it. Means the way dev team is handling the application changed with Docker. So they should learn Docker. Am I making sense? So everyone, anyone, whoever working in this methodology should learn DevOps. That's a need of the hour. If we, for any position, like if we are creating any job position, there we hundreds of resumes we are receiving. But people with the right skill set, there is always scarcity. There is always shortage of people with the right skill set. So if you can learn and expertise these skills, definitely you will have a good job perspective. You can demand the salary also according to your expertise. So you should utilize this opportunity. Many people are there who teach DevOps. Many lot of information is there over the internet. But learning with the proper guidance, learning with the proper structured way of learning is very important to clear the interviews, right? Finding a people with the right skill set is becoming a challenge to the people, to the recruiters, to the organizations. So you have to understand the market needs and get into the products or get into learning the technologies which are needed. Any questions? Who should learn? Why you should learn? What experience people should learn? Let me cover this also. People with any experience level have got openings. During this recession time also, people have got opportunities and offers into DevOps, the people with the right skill set. Even freshers have got offers. Our previous batch people, and if you see our previous student reviews, there are many people who got the offers. Also, freshers have the opening. There is a misconception saying that freshers will not have work in DevOps. See, if you are into IT, let's take a development team. In development team, there will be junior developers, senior developers, managers, correct? Same is the case with the DevOps also. Also, freshers, right? If you are looking for an open market, means if you are going for an interview in the open market, if you can add these tools in the resume, your resume will stand out of the crowd. It will add a lot of weightage to the resume. A fresher with such a skill set of DevOps will definitely earn a position, will definitely be selected, right? So everyone have job opportunities for DevOps, so you can safely learn these tools. I think I answered majority of the questions. Let me go through this presentation. This presentation is like a notes for your reference after the class. As it's a day one, it's an intro and a lot of theoretical part. But once we start from day one, like 24th November, we'll be seeing a complete hands-on. So anyhow, whatever I'm discussed here is there in the presentation for your reference, right? Like after the class, you can go through whatever I have explained here, waterfall, drawbacks, DevOps, all of that, whatever I have explained here. Coming to roles and responsibilities means anything you should be able to work at any stage in the pipeline, CI/CD pipeline. That is one of the responsibilities. Infrastructure provisioning is another responsibility. Providing high availability is another responsibility. We will be covering lot of scenarios in our training. All of those can be added your roles and responsibilities. So once we get started into the hands-on, you can understand those things. Right? And then skills of a DevOps engineer. We'll be learning version control tools, build automation tools, continuous integration tools, containerization tools, infrastructure as a code and configuration management tools, container orchestrator, continuous monitoring, and cloud. Here I have just listed given a brief list. Apart from this, many things are covered actually. Right, along with this, we are also covering Docker Swarm. Okay, Docker Swarm is mentioned. In Kubernetes, particularly the manager service like EKS is covered, and also Artifactory tools like JFrog is covered, right? Also, GitOps tools like Argo CD is covered. Those were not added in this presentation, but also they were all covered here. And again, under every tool, there are multiple tools in each category. Like under version control tools, there are many. Under continuous integration tools, there are many. You don't have to learn all of them. Learn, master one tool under the category, under each category. That is more beneficial. Similarly, cloud. Any cloud is good. It's not that companies are looking for people only with AWS or GCP. No. When we sit in the interview panel, we look for people with one cloud knowledge. Because if you know one cloud, you can work on any other clouds. Because technologies are evolving, new clouds are coming in, people should be able to switch on to different clouds as per the requirement. Right? You don't have to strictly bound to this particular cloud. Which cloud is good? Lot of questions again around that. So here our course is about the core DevOps. Once you finish this course, you will be able to implement DevOps irrespective of any platform. Means you could implement it on cloud, or you can implement it in uh, on cloud, or else on prem also. On any cloud you can implement it. As an example, I'm covering AWS here. Any questions in this part? So this is the pipeline I'm talking about. Here you can see, see here, developers write the code and use version control system. It's pulled and continuous builds, continuous testing, continuous deployment using Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform, and monitoring using Prometheus, Grafana, and the feedback is sent. This is a typical high-level picture of CI/CD pipeline we are going to create in the course. We'll create these pipelines irrespective of the platform. Means you could create it on-prem or else on cloud also. Right? That is this picture. Like continuous builds, continuous testing means developers write the code. Testers will write the test cases. How do you automate execution of test case in the pipeline? How do you automate the builds? How do you deploy it? So in this course, we'll zoom into every section. Like first we'll learn Git thoroughly. Then we'll learn Jenkins thoroughly. We'll master from basics till advanced. Then come back and add it to the pipeline. Then go and learn Maven and add it to the pipeline. Like step by step, we'll build this pipeline. It will take 2 months to build this pipeline. Also, we'll create this pipeline for multiple applications in this course, like a monolithic application and also on a microservice application. I'll be helping you out create these pipelines. Right? So whoever can work on any stage in this pipeline can become a DevOps engineer. So the roles and responsibilities are all these scenarios which we cover is nothing but a roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. So all of these things will be covered in the course so that you would be able to explain in the interviews about your roles and responsibilities as a DevOps person. Any queries from anyone?
I have a question.
Yep, please.
So my question is that looking at the DevOps, the image you just showed now on you just showed on your desktop now. So my question is, since you said we'll be using the AWS cloud provider, and I know so many organizations still want you to have at least two cloud knowledge. So how, number one, my first question is, how are we able to, scale that? Like, how can we get to know that since this is a course we want to do, are we going to have like in AWS, maybe just a brief understanding of what ECS is and EKS is, just to buttress, more points, and we don't have to start going for other class elsewhere. So that's my question.
So you are asking about AWS, how do you scale that to other cloud, right?
Yes, what I'm saying is that there are some organization can just say AWS, like they just use AWS for everything. Some organization use Azure for everything. Some organization has both
Right.
Azure and AWS environment. So my question is, how do we have idea like CI/CD now? This is Jenkins. How do we have little idea into some of those DevOps aspect of those cloud providers?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got it. Let me answer your question. So, firstly, just now I answered, but again, I'll deep dive into this question. So, firstly, DevOps is a methodology, right? It's a methodology, it's a process. It's irrespective of the platform where you are implementing it, and it's also irrespective of the technology of your application. Also, it could be your Java application or .NET application. It could be on-prem or it could be on cloud. The methodology remains same. So this course will help you create your pipelines in the similar fashion. Means after this course, you will be able to create it on-prem on or any cloud. How I'll tell you. Firstly, like I told you, you can have a physical servers on which you would create these pipelines, or else you may be doing it on AWS, right? Let me also extend this question for the tools also. Just now I'm talking about the tools, right? Like version control tools. There are many tools like Git, SVN, TFS, and so on. Similarly, if you take continuous integration tools, there were many like Jenkins. You have udeploy, you have GitLab, and so on, right? There are multiple tools under each category. Similarly, if you come to cloud also, there were different clouds like AWS, GCP, Azure, and all, right? So, coming to version control systems, just now, like I told you, companies are looking for if you have knowledge in one version control system, because if you know one tool in this category, you can learn or you can use other tools very easily because they follow the same analogy, same concepts. So, companies are not tightly bound to a particular tool. If you know some version control system, that is fine for them. If you can expertise one tool, that's where they are okay with it. Same is the case with CI tool. Same is the case with cloud also. Again, coming to cloud, like in AWS, you have EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. And similar service is there on GCP, which is GKE, Google Kubernetes Engine. Name terminologies may be different, but the services are similar. In Azure, it's Azure Kubernetes Service. Means if you master EKS, there is a similar service in GCP which you can learn or explore and do it by self-learning. It doesn't take much of your effort, right? It's easy to switch over. So that's how it is. We will learn some services in AWS which are similar services are present in other clouds. That's what companies are not bound to a particular cloud, right? Because they are all changing, evolving. New clouds are coming. Even companies will have their own private clouds. So their own private clouds, no one will know it, right? If you know one cloud and if you have good expertise, understanding on it, they're expecting that you would be able to work on it with little exploration and learning. That's the expectation. So you don't have to invest all your time learning the same concepts everywhere. Rather, learn different concepts in the sense, learn one tool on BCS, learn one tool under CI, learn one tool under under Docker container orchestration, learn one tool under configuration management, learn one cloud. That's how you should go up the ladder of learning rather than learning similar clouds or else similar tools under each category. Hope that makes sense. Again, another example I can use, like in Elastic AWS, you have EC2 service. Similar service is virtual machine service. You don't have to go and learn a separate, different kind of learning. Of course, console will be a little bit different, terminology is different, but similar analogy will be there. So that's how you have to invest your time and to wisely decide which tools or which topics we should learn, because learning all clouds, or else see here I can write a list of version control tools, learning all of them doesn't make sense. The wise part is you should cover horizontally as well as vertically, right? Horizontal parts are like VCS, cloud, I mean continuous integration. Learn one tool in under category, right? So that's how we'll cover both length and breadth. Like if you see configuration management tools, you have Ansible, you have Puppet, you have Chef, you have Salt. Remember, like for particularly configuration management, I used Puppet a lot, right? But now I teach Ansible because now Ansible is widely used. I did not learn Ansible separately. As I learn Puppet, I can very easily learn Ansible. And I'm using Ansible as well as Puppet. So it all depends what tools you are using and all. So master one tool, which is, and also I'm covering the tools which are very widely used and which are the market leaders, so that you get chances of falling into the tools, like you get into the projects with the tools you already know. Um, but if you are getting into other tool also, it's easy to explore and learn. And any questions from anyone? I see a hand raised from Aman Gupta. Any question, Aman?
Yeah, Preeti, talking about job, what is your perspective regarding freelancing or a consultancy service after completing this course?
Come again after completing this course?
So, what is your perspective regarding the freelancing? If
What is that?
one freelancing, if one wants
Freelance.
to,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, got it. So freelancing jobs, you can find it over the internet. You have a lot many websites for it. Even LinkedIn provides a freelancing jobs. Even freelancing opportunities are good for DevOps engineers. Actually, like for people working in other time zones, they are looking for freelancing work and recruiting people. You have good opportunity. You can check it on upskill.com. There were some websites, right? Um, you can check there as well. Just search with the DevOps tools also, you get the jobs. And here I want to tell you one more thing. DevOps looks like a plethora of tools. It's not just blindly learn the tools and all. No, it's a DevOps engineer who decides which tool to be used to what extent. And if you master or expertise certain tools, there are also jobs only around that tools. Yes, that's true. Like particularly Kubernetes, Terraform, Prometheus also, you have jobs around those specific tools also. So learn end to end, have an overview, pick up some tools and expertise them. That should be the learning strategy. All right. So that is about the high level big picture of what is DevOps and all. We will learn the concepts in depth, like end-to-end CI/CD pipeline design, real scenarios with the demos. DevOps interviews, will conduct mock interviews also, so that you understand what would be the perspective of interviewers. And for DevOps, yes, you have freelancing opportunities as well. If you have the right skill set, there are a lot of opportunities. Right, that is about the presentation. Coming back to the website, so I have explained you about the LMS, right, where you can access, and the course content details, what the syllabus is available here, right? My profile is also available here, link to my profile, you can go through it. And there are many topics, like I told you, are not listed in here, like JFrog, Argo CD, all of those will be covered. And another important point which I would like to mention, sir, so if you want to register for the course, click on buy course. So I'm going to reveal the coupon code, right? Before that, I would like to thank each and every one of you who joined the session today. And I consider you're all serious and interested to make a career switch or to expertise the DevOps tools. So this is the offer we are providing for everyone. You can go and click on continue. Actual price is 22,000. And there were some questions in the chat which I did not answer. I'll go through them. Okay, please don't leave the webinar. Okay, I have to answer those questions. So just come back and select this. And the coupon code you can apply VD700. Right, once you apply the coupon code of VD700 here, it's a capital VD700 and apply. You should see you got a discount of 7,000 rupees and the course fee will be 15,000 rupees. This is only for today for the candidates who join the webinar. This is a special offer. From tomorrow onwards, the price would be different. So this is the best market price. You know already the price of DevOps courses in the market. So you can avail this offer. This is the best market price and the best deal you will ever get, with all the course content, with the live training for 2 months, with LMS access for lifetime and WhatsApp support for lifetime. This is the best deal, I would say. So any more questions regarding enrolling, regarding the purchase of the course, you can reach out to this number. This number is Mr. Raj, our training counselor, right? He has got vast experience in IT and into career counseling. You can reach out to him on this number for any queries related to the payments or enrollments or anything you have. You can reach out to him. And see, we all need a people with a trust and people who are ready to put their effort and show the dedication. These are the things needed for the course. I mean, needed to get in, switch into, or reach out your goals. We are here. We are happy to help you all. So coming back to the questions, now I'm taking up the Zoom questions. I mean, questions in the chat window. One of the questions from Cesar. DevOps, SRE, DevSecOps. All these roles are same or different? These roles are similar. It depends on the organization what name they are giving. Let me give you the clarity on this. DevOps is about the CI/CD part, automation, speed up the deployments, right? If security is also implemented in this pipelines, right? Generally security scan, security, vulnerability checks, all of that happen after towards the end, but moving them to the beginning stages is more effective and efficient. That's called DevSecOps. If security is included in DevOps, that's called DevSecOps. Nowadays all the pipelines will have security stages included, like code scanning, image scanning and all. So all of them are DevSecOps pipelines only. DevSecOps engineers or DevOps engineers, they do all of that, right? Security is included means these names are used interchangeably. There is no pipeline as of today just without security parts, right? So generally all the pipelines will have security stages, but still they might be calling it as DevOps engineer. So those designations names are interchangeable, but this is the actual meaning. Now coming to SRE. Sorry. SRE is Site Reliability Engineering. Site Reliability Engineering main focus is on stability of the infrastructure. Stability of the infrastructure. They work for resiliency of the infrastructure. They work for high availability infrastructure. And SRE is all about DevOps plus, means it's like a extension to DevOps. For all of these three, DevOps overlaps with all of these three. DevOps is the basic, is a subset of all of three. Plus particular focus on stability, resiliency, high availability, incident management. You know about incidents, right? Incident management, and then automating the regular task is nothing but SR. Hope that answers your questions, sir, or any more questions. And I see a hand raise. Feel free to unmute and speak out. I'm just trying to bring up this page. Just a second. See here. This is the best diagram for DevOps, DevSecOps, and SRE, right? So they overlap with one another. DevOps is like a subset, right? So with the security options, it's a DevSecOps. With reliability and performance, it is SRE. To get into either DevSecOps or SRE, DevOps is mandatory. That's a skill set which you should have before becoming a SRE engineer. And there is another question from Sister. Do we need to have networking, shell scripting knowledge for automation to become a good DevOps engineer? For DevOps, shell scripting is not mandatory. It's a good to have skill because not that every DevOps engineer will go for automation. Automation in the sense, it's not just about writing the shell script, right? Automation is about you use Ansible to automate the configuration. That is also automation. So need not be shell script alone for automation. There are many tools which can help us automation, right? Like Ansible, Kubernetes, Docker, your Jenkins pipeline, all of them are for automation. Shell script is one of the aspect, but nowadays, where with the came of these tools, shell script is becoming obsolete. So it's not a mandatory skill. Then what are the requisite skills to become a good DevOps engineer? For a good DevOps engineer, okay, let me answer this question so that everyone should be having clarity. To become a good DevOps engineer, you should have a knowledge in version control system. You should have a knowledge on build automation tools. Let's say build tools. You should have knowledge on containerizing tools. Okay, you should have knowledge on container orchestrator tools. Okay, you should have knowledge on continuous integration tools. You should have knowledge on continuous management tools. Sorry, configuration management tools. I'm sorry. And then continuous monitoring tools. Okay, also you should be having a knowledge on any cloud, right? So this is the skill set of DevOps engineer. So how are we covering it? Yes, we are covering Git. We are covering Git here. We are covering a build automation tool like Maven here. We are covering Docker under containerization. We are covering Kubernetes under container orchestration. We are covering Jenkins under continuous integration. Covering Ansible under continuous configuration management tools. Continuous monitoring tools. We are covering Prometheus and Grafana, right? We are covering AWS under cloud. Also, GitOps principles are the new trend in DevOps. Yes, I'm covering Argo CD in this category. Sorry. Of course, infrastructure provisioning tool is needed. Infra provisioning tool. Terraform is covered for infrastructure provisioning. I'm covering all these tools. All these tools helps in automating the deployments, automating the configurations, and so on. Any questions from anyone else? I see a hand raised from Aman Gupta. Any question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep, please.
Yeah, so will I'm directing this to you. Will you be the instructor?
I'll be the instructor for all of these tools. I'm also certified experience. It's not just certified, I have hands-on experience for years on the tools like Kubernetes, Terraform, AWS, Prometheus also. I'm also certified.
Okay, so I'm not asking based on the knowledge because I see that you have the knowledge and I like your communication skills. No, and the reason why I'm asking is that I've enrolled in stuff similar class like this before that. There's always postponement of classes. You understand? I live here in US. I'm in Dallas. I'm sorry. I'm in Austin. I'm close to Austin, Texas. And at the end of the day, I pull out of that class because the instructor weren't showing up. Like we have classes and they say, "Oh, sorry, the instructor is not available." Is there, I mean, what I mean is that will stuff like that happen? Because once I committed, I'm going to stop, maybe I'm doing like an overtime. I won't be able to take that overtime again, and it's going to affect my pay. So I'm sacrificing my time to, do this. And I know there are other people like that. But at the end of the day, if we keep having no instructor not showing up, it's going to affect us, emotionally also because like me, I'm set to learn this, so is there going to be consistent showing up for instructor regarding this training? That's my question.
Okay. Okay, got it, Aman. I understand your concern and definitely agree with what you are talking about. Okay, let me tell about myself. I am in a corporate trainer as well as online trainer. Experience I have. I am into online trainings from almost 2012. I at that time taught whatever tools I am working on. Like I have experience teaching UFT, Selenium. That's how I get into DevOps role, then started teaching DevOps. That's how I worked on. So I'm also a professional instructor where I know and I respect the people. People are joining from different time zones. They have their own commitments and I respect everyone's time. So there'll be no delay or canceling the classes or sudden surprises unless it is something unavoidable or something seriously illness which will be communicated to you. Otherwise, it will not be just like a regular give up on the classes. If you see the course content is for 2 months, right? And there will be a question also like from people, how can it be covered 2 months? It is well designed and structured with all my experience. This is all curated with my personal experience. What topics are needed, which topic should be covered to what depth and all. Similarly, we should be going into a regular structure and every day like it was a design is there, micro schedule is there, what we should cover in the particular day, what hands-on we should cover. So we'll follow that pattern. So the 2 months course, people are committed for 2 months, right? I definitely know it's a 2 months. We give start date, end date also. Like there might be some slippage, I mean some deviation on the date, not slippage, some deviation like 1 or 2 days. Course might be extended or course might be completed before, depending on the extension of the topic as per the students' queries. But other than that, we give the start date, end date, right? And also micro schedule to cover each topic, to what depth we have to cover, what is needed in the market. So all of this is well structured and designed. So there'll be no class cancellations or anything just like that. There'll be a, if unless unavoidable, there'll be no cancellation on the classes.
Vicky, I have a question.
Yep, please.
So if one wants to learn development, what would be any development, then what stack you would suggest? Since you are teaching each and every tool, according to those tools, which stack you will suggest to learn from the development perspective?
Are you asking about development? Can you repeat your question?
I mean to say, you told David, right? I believe even used with Java. So it's
Development is not needed for DevOps engineer. Okay, we don't do the development. So you don't have to have any programming knowledge here in the.
still with the tools, whatever you are teaching, which stack you would
These
just
tools are used for any application, irrespective on which language the application is developed in. So again, I wouldn't suggest any particular, like your application should be only in .NET, on PHP. No, these tools are applicable for any tool. That's what these are, platform dependent, technology independent on which your application is developed. Lot of background, Aman, from your end, sorry.
got it.
And I see a hand raised from Sachin. Any questions from your end, Sachin?
Madam, are we going to recognize any project throughout training?
Yes, we are covering the DevOps CI/CD pipeline on 2 applications, a monolithic application, also a microservice application, right? Where we'll be covering all the scenarios and build the pipeline stage by stage. And also like there were some additional applications would be given for you to hands on if you are interested. First, these 2 applications are enough. But if people are too fast completed that, if there are any rare scenarios as such, I can provide you additional applications also for you to do the hands-on. And there were few questions we are receiving in the side chat about the payments. Yes, you can use your credit cards or debit cards or else UPI payments also possible. Please ping Mr. Raj on this number. And this offer price is only for today. If anyone want to lock in, you can also lock in this price with some token amount, with a minimum amount is there per seat. You can pay that and lock in this price also. That option is also there. Because from tomorrow onwards, this offer will not be there. So only for the candidates who join the webinar, we are providing it. You can lock in this price by paying the token amount. You can reach out to Mr. Raj for any further queries on it.